Tonight on Connecticut's news station, more about that dorm fire at Central Connecticut State University. Images of the fire inside the building, administrators thanking students for their quick thinking, and what students can do about their destroyed belongings.
And the rain won't go away. We have another round coming in tomorrow, and this time flooding concerns. Your full forecast coming up.
A report tonight from state investigators about the death of a woman struck and killed by a police cruiser while the officer was responding to a call. We'll hear what they found.
Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
We begin tonight in New Britain, where we are learning new details about that fire at Central Connecticut State University last night. Thanks for joining us for the news at 10. I'm Brent Hartman.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. That fire broke out in a residence hall, and tonight we're getting our first look at the flames. 60 students have been relocated to a hotel.
That incident causing some real headaches for students just days before spring break.
Fox 61's Jake Garcia is on campus tonight. He spent the afternoon talking to students still recovering from that ordeal. He has more tonight on what's next. Jake.
Well, Brent and Sarah can tell you an update to this story that all nearly 60 students who had to be forced from their dorms last night are back here tonight, staying here on campus after flames broke out on the first floor here Monday. School officials praising the fast actions of students.
They saved their fellow students from any havoc, so they all got out, 350 kids, pretty quickly.
Monday night's fire on the first floor of the F. Don James Residential Hall could have been a lot worse. The university says a number of students pulled the fire alarm once they smelled smoke and saw the flames.
And my friend who was there when it happened, she said that it was on fire and everyone was just kind of looking around and they decided to pull the fire alarm.
CCSU students who live in the dorm recount the moment they learned about the fire. For Ava Kaluski and her roommate Sophia Rutkus, they were driving up just before firefighters arrived.
We saw these fire trucks behind us and we were like, what is going on? And we got closer and we realized that it was our dorm building. So panic kind of set in because we didn't know where it was until we spoke to an RA.
Both choosing to stay at a hotel Monday night.
We actually ended up going to the hotel for the night just because our room kind of smelled of smoke. And I don't know, I just didn't really feel comfortable staying the night.
James Finley found out by getting a text while studying in the library across campus.
That was definitely a little stressful because I didn't know what state the building was in. When I walked out, it smelled like smoke all the way over on the other side of campus.
These are the pictures of the fire shortly after it sparked, posted to social media by students. The state fire marshal believes it may have been started by an electrical issue.
All of our buildings are up to code. We invest in them all the time. We've looked into all the other spaces. They've been deemed safe.
The university says they've been helping students with various things in the wake of the fire.
We are providing free laundry service to anyone who wants it in case they want to get that smoky smell out of clothing or bedding or anything of that nature. The debris was cleaned up in the lobby area. We've had contractors over there.
And now, because CCSU is a state university and is publicly owned, any student who has property damage can file a claim with the state for reimbursement. Now, the school has not said about a dollar amount on damages, but they say it was mostly all contained to the lobby area, which they say mitigation should be completed by the time students return from spring break, which starts Saturday. Reporting live in New Britain, Jake Garcia, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Jake, thank you. Just glad everybody got out safely. Turning to the forecast now, we're in a weather watch alert. It's raining out there right now, but we're also tracking a storm that's set to arrive here in Connecticut tomorrow.
Set to bring some pretty intense rain, too. The concern over flooding, areas with poor drainage systems could get waterlogged and some rivers could even flood.
Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank has been tracking the storm all day, and she joins us now with a timeline of what we can expect and which areas are most at risk. Rach.
Yeah, we get a quick breather overnight into tomorrow morning, but then another round of rain starts pushing in this afternoon, and I think that tomorrow afternoon, I should say, and the heaviest will be heading into tomorrow night right around this time through about daybreak on Thursday. We're expecting widespread about 1 to 3 inches of rain, but there could be some higher amounts in eastern and southeastern Connecticut, up to 4. So I think those areas might be more under the gun for seeing some flash flooding issues. That being said, there is a flood watch in effect for just about the entire state. So all of us kind of keeping our eye once again on the basements. Rivers and streams in the state may rise, and poor drainage areas also may need to be watched as well. Taking a look at the radar, you'll see one batch of showers is exiting, but even where we're not seeing rain, there's areas of fog and mist out there. And here's storm system number 2, and this one looks a lot more impressive than what we got through today. Visibility down below a quarter mile now in Chester, meaning it is really foggy, and we'll see areas of fog persist into daybreak tomorrow. Temperatures will be rising quickly tomorrow. We're looking at highs climbing in the mid and even upper 50s. So it's a mostly cloudy start to the day with some fog and some mist. Rain redeveloping as we head through the afternoon hours, and then heading into tomorrow night, it comes down heavy at times, and that's when we'll be watching the potential for some flash flooding. We have another storm in the forecast for this weekend, number 3. We'll talk about the timing of that one coming up.
Rachel, thank you. We're on the scene of a garage fire in Chaplin tonight. Take a look here. It's a home on Old Willimantic Road. The flames broke out around 6:15 this evening. Fire crews say no one was inside. Thankfully, no one was hurt, and the fire was knocked down about 45 minutes after the crews first arrived. They are now investigating what started the fire.
New tonight, multiple people have been arrested in Clinton, all connected to an alleged kidnapping. Police say they were called to the Clinton Crossing Outlet Mall last night for a loud disturbance. When they arrived, the victim told police he had been kidnapped in New Rochelle, New York, and was threatened with a gun. After searching for evidence, police determined the gun was fake. The victim was brought to the hospital for injuries. 9 people were arrested. One of them is from Stamford, and 3 of them are juveniles.
State investigators have released their report on a police crash last September, and they say it was the actions of the pedestrian involved, not the police officer, that resulted in the incident. New Britain officer Connor Wrench hit Catherine Cologne with his cruiser during the early hours of September 21st. Officer Wrench was responding to a call but did not have his emergency lights or siren on. The investigation found Cologne was under the influence of drugs and alcohol at the time of the crash and was wearing dark clothes. They also say Officer Wrench would not have been able to see her in time to prevent the crash. An internal investigation by New Britain police is still underway.
We have an update on breaking news we brought you last night on a deadly hit and run in Enfield. Police say they believe they found their driver. Judith Kostek of Enfield is accused of hitting a man who was riding a mini bike at the intersection of Hazard Avenue and Water Street last night. The victim's identity hasn't been released. The crash, though, is still under investigation.
To a Fox 61 follow-up now, we are learning more tonight about the moments leading up to a shooting by state police troopers in Bolton. The Office of the Inspector General has released its preliminary report. Fox 61's Matt Caron has a breakdown of the body cam video, and we want to warn you, it might be difficult for some of you to watch.
Friday, March 1st. Dozens of state police vehicles descended on the rural town of Bolton for an officer-involved shooting at a residence on Meadow Road.
Relax, Maxwell. Relax, Maxwell. Come on, buddy. Come on, Maxwell. Drop the gun.
But Maxim Nowak, the 29-year-old you see in the video, didn't have a gun. He had a knife, 2 of them.
Maxwell, please, buddy. Drop it. You know me. Maxwell, please drop it. You know me, buddy. I know one of you.
According to the Office of the Inspector General's preliminary report, Maxim Nowak, who lives in the home with his mother and father, was threatening to harm himself and others. 3 state police troopers were dispatched, encountering Nowak in the main hallway. On the body cam, you can hear Trooper Doug Bernier say that he's using a less than lethal weapon, a taser.
I got less lethal. Okay. Come on, buddy.
As the troopers make repeated attempts to get Nowak to put down the knife, Nowak yells back at them to put down the taser.
Listen, let's go.
Taser! You put the knife down, and I will put my taser down.
Okay.
Okay?
That's when Nowak begins twirling a knife. A second later, a total of 7 gunshots are fired as Nowak collapses on the floor. The report stating Bernier deployed his taser and Contenta discharged his firearm. Nowak remains in the hospital. The investigation into the shooting is ongoing. Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.